scientists, we have been busy the past 2 days learning all about Jupiter. Now, one thing that's really cool about Jupiter is that it has a lot of moons, a lot of them. Well, today we are going to learn about 4 of Jupiter's moons. These are the 4 biggest moons that orbit Jupiter and that we know the most about. Now today you don't have a seesaw activity because we are just going to be introducing these moons. And you're going to start to get an idea of which one you may want to research more. Because tomorrow your job as a scientist is to use some resources that I provided you in Seesaw to start to research one of the 4 moons that we learned about today. And then on Friday, you are going to share what you learned on Flipgrid for other kids to see, okay? So today we're going to be learning about 4 different moons on Jupiter. So one moon is called Io, literally the letters I and O, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. These are the 4 major moons of Jupiter. And as we are watching a video today, we're going to be pausing and then recording some facts about them to help you start to get an idea of which one you want to learn even more about. All right, here we go.
An independent solar system, only in miniature form. The gas giant has the same basic ingredients as the Sun and is surrounded by dozens of geologically diverse moons. Out of the 79 confirmed surrounding Jupiter, 4 ancient moons have astronomers really excited because they offer up some of the most distinctive geology in the solar system, including clues of deep subsurface oceans that could be home to life. The Galilean moons are named after Galileo Galilei, who first observed them in 1610. Io, Jupiter's closest Galilean moon, is unusual because its composition is closer in comparison to the terrestrial planets than the icy bodies that surround it. Io is also the most volcanically active body known in the solar system, with over 400 active volcanoes.
Whoa, that's a really cool fact. I think we should mark that down on our fact sheet here. It has over 400 active moons. That is a lot. And it's the most volcanically active place in the solar system. That even more than Venus, even more than anywhere else.
This is due to the internal heating produced by the pulling and stretching effect of Jupiter's gravity and smaller neighboring moons on Io as it orbits Jupiter. That same tug-of-war heating effect is the reason why some astronomers believe that Jupiter's second Galilean moon is home to a deep subsurface ocean.
So this one, Europa, whoops, that's what I've already done. So Europa could have a deep and hidden ocean. Whoa, that'd be crazy. Because remember, as we know, Earth is the only place that has water like we know it. But maybe there could be some hidden water somewhere else in the solar system. Maybe on Europa. We don't know yet.
Up to twice the volume of Earth's oceans. Unlike Io, Europa has an icy surface.
Okay, so Europa, it has an icy surface, so no volcanoes on Europa.
But below it, astronomers think there may be a salty ocean that could harbor life-bearing chemistry.
And again, the ocean, and it could be a salty ocean. Just like how there's salt in our oceans here on Earth.
Including organic molecules. When Europa swings by Jupiter on an elliptical orbit, gravitational tidal forces stretch and flex the sides of the moon, creating internal friction that essentially heats the moon from the inside out. Using its Europa Clipper spacecraft in the 2020s, NASA plans to get a closer look at the moon in order to confirm the existence of a potential ocean. Europa's neighbor, Ganymede, is also believed to have an ocean hidden under its
So in Ganymede, we could also maybe have a hidden ocean under its surface.
thick icy shell. The moon's magnetic field may be affected by an electrically conducting layer from within, which hints at the existence of a liquid saltwater ocean. But Ganymede's distance from Jupiter means there's a weaker tidal force at play, so it's less likely that liquid water is present. The moon is the only one in the solar system known to have a magnetosphere, protecting its surface from harmful radiation and solar wind. As Jupiter's largest moon, Ganymede would be considered a planet if it were orbiting the Sun.
What? That's crazy. So Ganymede is the largest of Jupiter's moons. And I thought that was a really cool fact, that it wasn't a moon of Jupiter. It would be considered a planet because of its size. That's really interesting.
Out of all 4 Galilean moons, Callisto is the farthest from Jupiter.
Okay, so Callisto, we can say, is the farthest from Jupiter.
The moon is purported to be one of the most heavily cratered objects in the solar system, with some impact basins expanding to about 2,600 kilometers across.
So it could be the place in the solar system with the most craters.
These craters could teach us a lot about the formation of our early solar system, as astronomers believe its surface hasn't changed in over 4 billion years. Unmanned spacecraft have been conducting flybys of the Galilean moons for decades, and findings from these missions suggest an even greater presence of water. Along with NASA's Europa Clipper, the European Space Agency's Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, aka JUICE, will gain a deeper understanding of the moon's mysterious properties. But getting to these moons will be no small feat, since the craft will need to slingshot around the Sun and then travel about 800 million kilometers before being caught by Jupiter's massive gravitational pull. If the spacecraft can survive this arduous journey and manage to generate enough energy to travel between the moons, astronomers will gain an unparalleled glimpse into what lies beneath their surfaces, which could even result in the discovery of the first forms of life beyond Earth. Spacecrafts takes you through the depths of the cosmos, explaining bizarre astronomical phenomena and crazy plans for future exploration. In this episode,
So we had a quick introduction to 4 of the most important moons that we have that NASA has researched. We know it's Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. And Io has over 400 active, now not moons, volcanoes. Europa could have a deep and hidden ocean. It has an icy surface and has possibly a salty ocean. Ganymede has maybe a hidden ocean under its surface and is the largest of Jupiter's moons. And Callisto is the farthest from Jupiter with the most craters anywhere found in the solar system. Now, tomorrow you're going to choose one of these 4 moons to research. And I provided videos and readings and web pages for you. And you're going to research and make some notes, and then on Friday you're going to make a little model and record what you have learned on Flipgrid. Okay, first grade? So tomorrow there will be no mini lesson video with me. You'll go straight to Seesaw and start researching either Io, Europa, Ganymede, or Callisto. Alright, I can't wait to see what you learn about these Galilean moons. Alright, bye first grade.